Welcome to my general walkthrough for Amnesia the Bunker. I'll be showing you the various necessary steps to reach the end of the game, both killing the monster and him escaping. At the moment of making this, I'm not aware of any secret endings, though I have my suspicions based on certain items and notes I've come across. I will not be focusing on any unnecessary story notes, only those that directly tie to mission objectives. I'll separate this video into chapters, so feel free to skip around. Upon waking up, you make your way to the medical closet where you find the flashlight. It's crappy, but you don't have to use it for very long. Soon you come across a survivor who directs you to the pantry, where you unlock a cabinet and collect 2 pistol rounds. The monster pops out, and if you haven't already gotten the pistol from the guy, you get it now. Before leaving, make sure you pick up the piece of meat on the table just outside this little room. If you look where the monster came through the wall, you'll see 2 bricks. Pick up one of the bricks and carry it to the next room. Take it all the way to the padlocked door, where instead of wasting a bullet to open the door, you can throw the brick to break it. This is the save room, the only place to save for the vast majority of the game. Click the lantern to save, open the chest to put things in storage when needed, come back here to check the map and see what your main objectives are. Head downstairs and grab the fuel in the generator room. There will be at least 1 tank here, but there could be a few more in the side storage area down here. Go ahead and put in 2 tanks of gas into the generator if you have them, but don't turn it on quite yet. There's a lot we can do on this level in the dark. On the floor next to the dead body, you pick up a dog tag, and on the back side there's a code, which opens the door in the save room and grants access to the main hall. Always check dog tags, you'll need those codes. Head to the right and you'll see the escape tunnel that's been blocked by debris after an explosion. Pick up the note by the detonation box and you'll see that you need to find a bundle of TNT and a detonation lever to clear the exit. Checking the map after this shows that the arsenal is now circled for a main objective. First, you're going to make your way down the hallway on the right towards the valve handle that opens all the doors to the other levels, but the handle breaks. Turn around and you're looking at the mission storage room, where both doors are locked. You could go looking for a way to break the doors, but you can just open the vent on the right side and crawl in. Unlock the doors while you're in here so you don't forget, and make your way to the lockers. There's a dog tag in the corner that opens one of the lockers in here. If you're lucky, it'll be for the lighter, but it probably won't be. You'll notice a replacement valve handle in the locker belonging to an officer named Delisle, so we gotta find his dog tag. So you're gonna go over to the other side of the main hall where the officer bedrooms are. The monster won't come out in these early sections, even if you're making noise. Or at least it's very unlikely, I've never seen him come out here. Feel free to check all these rooms at your own pace. Open all the drawers, pick up what you want, read story notes, run stuff back to put it in the chest, it's all fine, and hopefully you'll find some ammo. Door number 1 has a note on the desk that indicates the first objective you're going to follow. Get to the communication room to receive a message. Door number 2 is always booby-trapped, so open it from the other side and immediately back away. Door 3 takes us into a room that has a vent in the corner, so we push the barrels aside, crouch down, and crawl through. This puts us in Delisle's room, and his body has the dog tag we're looking for. Pick up the inventory expansion hanging on the wall, and when you're done exploring this area, run back to mission storage, and grab the valve handle from his locker. Now, it's at this point you have to start worrying about the monster. If you see his breath coming out of a hole in the wall, stay away from him and find a way around. Use the valve handle to open the doors, and on your right you have access to the prison and the soldiers' quarters. The monster will likely spawn here, stay away from his line of sight, and use the mission storage room's 2 doors to maneuver around him and then run back to the save station. Close the door and lock it just in case he follows you. You can lock the door behind you too. Before continuing, you're gonna save the game so you don't have to repeat the valve process. Put the flashlight and the gun in the storage chest, keep the piece of meat and grenade if you have one, save the game, then run downstairs, make sure you have 2 tanks of gas in the generator and start it up. We'll have just enough gas to take us through the first part of our objective. Run back down the hallway of the valve handle and take a left, down the stairs to the soldiers' quarters, and you're gonna need to break open the first door you see. You should have a grenade by this point. If you don't, you can use the brick we find later. Throw the grenade, and when it explodes, run out of this area into the dark hallway. Quickly turn the lights on, grab the note on the wall that talks about all the power lines being connected in this area, and get out of this hallway because the monster is probably on your trail. Head to the left and enter the left side barracks. In here, we're looking for a few things: gas cans, dog tags, and a brick. The dog tags are at the end of the room on the last right side bed. Hopefully there's a useful code on the back. If you find the brick, exit the room either by the door you came in through or by opening the side door that leads back to the hallway. Be careful to make sure it's not booby-trapped. If it is, don't open it because it'll attract the monster. Watch out for traps around the beds too, there's probably a few. Go around or jump over them. If you don't find the brick, you'll need to check the barracks on the other side of the hallway, but it's pitch black in there, so hopefully that won't be necessary. Carry the brick down the dark hallway and throw it at the security door on the end. The monster will probably come out, so run into the barracks on this side of the map where it's really dark and hide for a minute. Continue towards the security door and open the door on the left side. There's stuff on the table, there may be something in the little box on the floor, and the cabinet on the wall should have something too, maybe a flare. Run into the security office and grab the note in the box. Don't read it yet, there's no time. And take whatever item is on the table. Quickly turn around and run down the hall back to the barracks on your left. Go to the rats at the end of the room and throw the piece of meat to clear the corpse, and check the dog tag next to him. Search this room if you feel you still have time, and then exit back to the hallway and return to the very first room where you threw the grenade at the door. Go inside, collect the map on the wall, any items you can carry, and grab the photo from the shelf. At this point, the lights have shut off, or they'll be very close to it. This is a great point to run back to the save area. Be careful not to attract the monster, you don't have to run, you don't need to worry about fuel at this point. Stop by mission storage and open any lockers you can with your new codes. Back in the save room, you can make space in your inventory, grab the pistol, and put 2 more tanks of fuel into the generator, or maybe 3 just to be safe. Save the game, start up the generator, and head back to the soldiers' quarters. Now you can open the note you found in the security room. It's from the person who has the communications door key, so look at the name at the bottom of the note. Open the photo you collected and you'll see it's a layout of the barracks. Use this to identify the bed of the person who wrote the note about the key, and go straight to that bed to find it. It's either on the bed or in one of their storage spaces on the side. Next, you're taking the door inside the left side barracks that takes you to a new hallway. You're going to drag the explosive barrel all the way down the hall and put it next to the locked door. Be careful, the sound might attract the monster. Position it in a way to both explode the door and destroy the rats on the right. Check the note on the power box to see that this area's power is daisy chained, so we have to turn on every switch to get power to the communications room. Back away and shoot the barrel. Pick up the dog tags quickly and the monster will probably appear, so run through the doorway that you just opened with the explosion and go to the left. At the end of the mess hall, you'll find a closet and you can hide if necessary. Explore this area quickly until you get to a padlocked door in the back. Shoot the padlock or use a grenade if you don't have any bullets. Go back and find a brick if that's your only option. Through this door is a switch, and that's all we need to get to the communications room. Backtrack all the way to the back of the barracks where you'll find the communications door. Use the key, go inside, flip the switch, and turn on the radio. A message will give you the access code to the arsenal where the TNT is found. You did it! Mission 1 accomplished. Now run back to the main hall, use the locker code, and save the game. From here, you have a couple different ways you can go, but I think you should just keep it simple and head to the arsenal, which is a pretty straightforward area. Put 3 tanks of gas into the generator if you have them and start it up. Head over to the arsenal entrance and go through. In the arsenal, there's a locked door with a map to the arsenal, but I don't think it's necessary since you're only here for one thing. But of course, if you want to open it, go ahead. There's probably fuel and other good stuff, perhaps an inventory upgrade. You should be engaging in exploration because that's the only way you're going to find ammo. Use the arsenal code on the combination lock and enter. Push the materials aside, push your way through the crawl space, and here you'll have to deal with rats. If you have the pistol, you could shoot the exploding barrel on the left. If you have a lighter, you can throw gas on them and ignite it. Or if you've combined gas, an empty bottle, and a cloth, you can light the Molotov cocktail and throw that. However you do it, just don't get bit because blood attracts more rats and makes it hard to hide from the monster. Make sure you grab the dog tag, which you can do now or on your way out because you're going to have to come back through here to get out, so make sure you burn the body or you'll have to deal with the rats again. Carefully navigate your way through, and soon you'll have to pull off some wooden planks. Just remove the bottom 2 and you can crawl through. In this area there may be a brick, so keep an eye out for it and take it with you if you can. You come up to an obstacle that's too high for you, so just pull down the barrel next to you and use it to hop over. When you reach the end of this area, you'll have a door in the corner you can break, and a cage on the other side with the TNT. Grab the TNT first, and whatever's in that room. Make sure you're leaving this area with at least 2 gas tanks. Remember, you can mix gas with an empty bottle to save space. Now you can break the other door if you want and get what's inside, but it can be dangerous to deal with the monster here. Be prepared to keep him away with a Molotov cocktail or shoot him in the face. You're gonna have to retrace your steps to get out of the arsenal. Carefully make your way back to the entrance and run to mission storage to use any lockers you found. Then go to the save room. Put the TNT into storage, take a stick with you if you have one, put 1 tank of gas into the generator, and save the game. Now you're going to go to the maintenance level, which is probably the most challenging level in the game. We're going to split it into 2 parts like we did for the soldiers' quarters. Turn on the generator and go down the officer hallway to the downstairs entrance to maintenance. Throw a piece of meat to distract the rats, pick up the dog tag, walk past the body, and burn it on the other side so we don't have to wait to get past the flames. You need to burn this body. Use gas in a lighter, or gas in a flare, or a Molotov cocktail, whatever. Head into the maintenance hall and pull off the wooden planks blocking the first door. Open the door and back away because it's probably booby-trapped. The monster will show up, so run quickly down the hall and take a right. There's probably a tripwire, so jump over it. And look through the opening in the wall to get a clear shot at the padlock. Things are probably dangerous at this point, so there's a closet you can hide in right here, or run upstairs and use the closet there to hide if necessary. In that room, make sure you grab the bottles and cloth, and don't forget the dog tag on the table. Go ahead and combine a stick with a cloth to make a torch. Go back downstairs and collect another dog tag in the hall next to where the trap went off, and then open the door with the padlock. Use the torch to scare away the rats, and then put the torch away to save for later. Pick up another dog tag. This is our time to exit. We're gonna run back to the save room, but on our way, we'll stop by the first room we opened with the booby trap. Grab the map and the fuel because you're gonna need it. Now go put 4 tanks of gas into the generator and save the game. Take out 2 grenades, make sure you have at least 1 bullet in the pistol, save the game, and start the generator. Run back down to maintenance and push on. If you have not gotten the code for the lighter at this point, then you're very unlucky, and the only other option that occurs to me is here in maintenance. Further down the hallway, before the workshop, is a metal door downstairs that leads to a room with rats. Distract or kill the rats and check the locker. There's a dog tag in there, and hopefully it's the lighter code you need. Back upstairs, there's a pantry with rats eating cheese. Use the torch to get rid of them, and now you can grab extra pieces of meat from the box. At the end of this area is the workshop, and there's a bunch of rats in the tunnel, munching on 3 corpses. The best option for this is either throwing the piece of meat from the pantry or using the torch. There are 3 dog tags in here, so make sure to check them. But there's other ways to solve it too. One time I threw a couple gas grenades and put on the gas mask and just walked through the tunnel. You don't need to burn the bodies here because you won't be coming back this way. Take a left at the hallway and you'll see 2 doors. One is for the pillbox and it needs a key. You can instead use a grenade to blow open the other door, and then inside you can use another grenade to enter the pillbox room. There's a lot of goodies in here, it'll probably fill up your inventory. If you do not have grenades to enter this way, you can instead take a right at the hallway and enter the chapel to get the key from the dead priest. Head up the ladder to the pillbox, but be careful because snipers are waiting to take your head off. Stay low to the ground and collect the dog tag. This will be the code to Stafford's locker, which contains the wrench. Leave the pillbox and run into the main room where you're going to check out the chapel for supplies, maybe an inventory expansion. In the large room, there's a fueling station where you can fill empty bottles with fuel, so take a couple of those with you. And the way out is to go downstairs and break the padlock, which loops you around to the pantry area, and you're gonna hightail it out of here all the way back to the save station. You're close to the end now, just a few more things to do. Put some more gas in the generator and pick up the wrench from Stafford's locker. Take it into the prison and you're gonna blow open the last door in the room. If you need the map, you can also break open the first door. Inside on the right, there's a vent where you can use your new wrench, and inside that room you can open all the cell doors. The monster will appear and eat the prisoner that was in there. Avoid the monster and then check the cells for items, and grab the bolt cutter from the dead prisoner's cell. That's the last tool we need. Now, a few things can be opened with the bolt cutter and the wrench. You can go to the wine cellar and get more empty bottles to get fuel from the fueling station. You can open the vents in the mess hall and the barracks, which give you some extra story details and a secret map that I don't understand yet. I think it might have something to do with the secret ending. There's various things you can do at this point, but the main objective is to run to the arsenal, where you can crawl through a space near the beginning and use the bolt cutter to enter a flooded zone. Dive under the obstacles at the end, flip the power switch, then go all the way back and activate the pump to clear the water. Now run to the end of the room and move the box out of the way. It's kinda tricky, you really gotta fight it. This leads you to the tunnels. Now you're going into the darkness, down the tunnels, until you reach this creepy area filled with Roman structures. It's pretty simple, you just need to follow it all the way around to the end and break a door or two with a brick. There's a soldier down here ready to kill you, so shoot him before he shoots you. Take his shotgun if you haven't already found the shotgun by now. At the end, you'll find the detonator lever, and there's an inventory expansion right under it. Push the obstacles out of the way to crawl through the opening, which takes you outside to some kind of magic area with another dog tag to collect, and a little rabbit toy that affects the final boss fight. Go back inside and make your way out of this area by going back to the entrance. Drag stuff around to build a way you can climb up, and from here it's simple. You just need to go back to the main hall, set the TNT, and use the detonator. Save your game and take stuff with you. Firepower, Molotovs, gas grenades. Head down the new tunnel by the escape and you're gonna do battle with the monster. There's a couple ways to beat him. One is to use the rabbit toy to distract him and you can shoot up the bridge and he falls. Another is to seal him off with fire or gas so he can't approach you at the end of the room. You gotta drag a couple boxes to the wall so you can jump over and then run to safety. And that's it, you've beaten Amnesia the Bunker. It's not a very happy ending. You're discovered by enemy soldiers who almost certainly kill you, and that combined with the mysterious secret map makes me think there's another ending. I hope you've enjoyed this guide. There's no one way to play this game. You can take different routes, you'll find codes in different orders, the monster can screw up your plans, but this is a good general starting path, I think. And the more you play, the more you can change it up. Thanks for watching.